Monday, we had the match race, 100 metres, Spud and the Warrior, after Spud blew his big gob off and said, I'll take anyone in this room over any distance in a running race.
Confidently.
I'm into him now, Spud, because I backed him. And I feel like it's almost a personal job now where I've been made to look stupid.
Normal circumstances, I would also back Spud. But
you jumped off him early.
Well, I just saw something in the Warrior that hadn't been identified before.
The man who we got to late with his thoughts on this race was our man, the Chief, who came in at the last minute with his thoughts on what would happen. And we're going to replay exactly what the Chief said.
It's an interesting battle, isn't it?
What do you think?
Spud has no top-end speed to speak of.
Well, that's your man, Jim.
Well, I take personal affront to that. I thought in his day...
You take whatever you like out of it, Jim, but your bloke's a slug. He is completely devoid of any athletic capacity.
You've made my night. Well,
all Warrior's got to do is keep his distance.
As
long as he can't get clubbed, he's home.
That's where I come into it.
Wouldn't want to catch him.
As long as he can't get clubbed, he's home.
I'm telling you.
Chief Riggins?
I'm telling you, Spud has no top-end speed. Spud will explode like a snail, and he'll finish like a snail.
Completely devoid of any athletic capacity was Chief's line on the Spud Regis.
Never has there been a more accurate summation.
Then you two turned up at Albert Park. Just
Early.
before we play this the race, explain to us, Warrior was there early, and he was, of course, ready to go, warmed up in the Nike gear, ready to fly. Just talk us through, before we play the race, exactly how Spud arrived at the venue.
It was Damo got there 2 hours early and stretched up, and Spud was late. We were on a beautiful oval with a beautiful, nicely manicured ground around it that you aren't allowed really to walk a dog on, let alone anything else. Next minute, I saw a black four-wheel drive Nissan Navara come charging in, up over the curb, donut style, through the thing, handbrakey, out he jumped, headphones blaring, all black kit. Ready to run.
Trying to physically intimidate.
I think it was the last gasp attempt to try and get inside the Wok Fry Warrior's head and scare him off.
And I think he achieved a bit of that, because Warrior on the video didn't look particularly comfortable.
He didn't have a full swagger about him at this stage.
But anyway, the race unfolded. Have a listen.
Racing, Spud just clubbed him. He just clubbed him.
No, he has not.
Warrior's coming back. Spud is trying to shepherd him. Come on, Warrior. Push harder in. Warrior's broken free. And Warrior's away. He's got a 5-metre lead, a 10-metre lead. And Warrior's home. He's home. He's done it easily. They got out of the blocks. Spud veered out of his lane and clubbed Warrior to the ground. Did you expect that?
I did expect to get hit, yeah.
I did expect to get hit, Chief. So you've seen the video now.
I have.
Were your thoughts on Spud?
Well, pretty much as I expected. We saw all the slugness that he actually possesses come out in that race, didn't it? I mean, what worried me was that he took Warrior to the ground, then got up in front of Warrior. Warrior had to go around him and change direction a couple of times, ran away from him and eased himself down with 20 to go because Spud was rolling along just incomprehensibly, like the fattest slug you've ever seen try and cover ground.
Well, Damo, as you reassess the race now, your thoughts?
I've thought this for a while, but I had it rammed home to me on that day that he is quite a pathetic person. He did try and psych me out of that race, and even the morning of, he kept saying, well, ring Luke Tunnicliffe, the producer, and you tell him you don't want to race, and I'll go along with it, mate, and it'll be good. And he wanted me to get out of the race. He kept saying how he'd been running up the Anderson Street Hill, Gaz, 8 times a day, and we just had no game, did he?
So what have you learnt?
That he's all talk.
Hang on.
I actually did expect a bit more, to be totally honest. I don't mean this to be, anything other than what it is.
Were you a bit disappointed?
I was disappointed. Yeah, I thought he was going to, sprint like he told me he could, and I thought it was going to be game on. I thought it was going to be up to the last 20 metres to decide the race.
So in the future, when you get into any of these, because he's a ferocious sort of stander of his ground and arguer of his point.
Well, he's got no game apart from the physical one, so that will always be a concern for me because that is not a strong suit of mine. Right, so
I'm going to have to
I reckon that's the only game he's got.
So where's the next step for you two, Warrior?
No, I'm pulling back out. I let myself down, Jace, when he taunted me on air. And
sucked into it.
in a flippant and very much a spur-of-the-moment, split-second buying into that taunting, I said, yeah, I'd race him. And he didn't matter what distance it was, he said.
I have been your trainer for this race.
You did, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I am really in Spud's camp because we go back a long, long way.
Don't abandon me now, guys.
A long way. And to label my man Spud a pathetic person...
He would only talk like this for one reason.
Yeah. What?
The wolf.
Why?
You're sucking up to a bloke.
No, I'm not. Hey.
You are sucking up to a bloke right now.
And the reason for that is because he may have just rung in.
Correct.
Who have we got?
Chief.
There's the surprise.
You start tipping into a Chief, turning up on a Saturday and just loading pot shots left, right and centre.
His Royal Slugness, how are you?
I tell you what, Damo, I can't believe he's claiming it, mate. My 11-year-old daughter beat me by 20 metres 2 weeks ago when I decided that the only way I'm going to beat Damo is clubbing to death. And then I get a phone call from the producer Monday morning and said that on the Wiki Carbone, there's no insurance, so if you do something to Damo, you're liable. So I took it easy on the Warrior after that.
Well, Spud, I just warned him that you and I are tight as, and that he needs to be a bit careful because he said some almost slanderous stuff this morning.
Gaz, go home tonight and look up the word disingenuous, mate, and write it down 1,000 times.
That's not true.
Hey, Spud.
Yes, Jace?
Warrior's confidence is that high, he's now contemplating whether he can take you in the ring or not.
I tell you what, as you know, when he gets one of those scoops, and he did well again today with Daniel Wells, the chin sort of raises about 3 or 4 inches, as if to say, old King Poobah. I tell you what, if he keeps leading with his chin, it will get a clip at some stage between now and grand final day.
Spud Regis, he's branded you a pathetic person.
Oh, well, I don't. JV.
That's what he said.
You haven't got much going, though, Spud, have you?
Look, the speed factor's gone, I'll grant you that, especially after a few injuries. But if he calls me a pathetic person, how do you describe your build, though, mate? Describe that.
Now
we're getting personal.
Describe it. No,
it's on the lean side, Danny.
It's on the lean side.
On the whippet
With
side.
not one bit of muscle, it's just all sinew and skin and bone. Like, seriously, it's fair income. What, mate?
Where are you at the moment?
I'm down the netball, and I'm watching. I was told by Anita, who coaches the under-12, stand behind the tree. You're embarrassing yourself. Working far too hard. So basically, I'm standing behind a tree at the moment, trying to get a sneak peek at my daughter, who's unbelievably enough playing up the other end, shooting the lights out.
Is this the team with Tomo's daughter in it?
Yes, it is, and there's nowhere to be seen at the moment. That's probably another reason why I'm standing behind a tree.
Well, Spud Regis, very nice to have you call in on a Saturday afternoon.
No, and just make sure I put my numbers in the quaddie and tell the Warrior he's responsible for the quaddie today. So I want to see a little bit of folding stuff come our way at 5 o'clock.
I'll text you the numbers once it's on, mate.
I'm with you, Spud.
Have a good call, boys.